Welcome back to Love Poetry Month on the Porcupine Presents. Today's poem is Without by Donald Hall, published in 1998. It is one of the most harrowing and honest depictions of grief in contemporary poetry. Written after the death of Hall's wife, the poet Jane Kenyon, from leukemia. The poem chronicles the surreal, disorienting landscape of life after unimaginable loss. The world stripped of color, rhythm, punctuation, and meaning. Hall's language is stark, breathless, and almost punishing in its accumulation of without. It's a poem of absence, of a world that has lost not just a beloved person, but its structure and sense. After the reading, I'll offer a short reflection on Hall's use of repetition, the collapsing of time, and how grief transforms the ordinary into something war-torn, surreal, and unrecognizable. We'll also look at how, in its final movements, the poem allows the smallest gestures, a sparrow, a loaf of bread, a dog, to suggest the faintest possibility of return. Let's listen. Without by Donald Hall. We live in a small island stone nation without color under gray clouds and wind distant the unlimited ocean. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Without seagulls or palm trees, without vegetation or animal life, only barnacles and lead-colored moss that darkens when months. Do hours, days, weeks, months, weeks, days, hours, the year endures without punctuation. February without ice, no winter, sleet, snow melts and recovers, but nothing without thaw. Although cold streams hurtle, no snowdrop or crocus rises. No yellow, no bright leaves of maple. Without autumn, no spring. No summer, no autumn, no winter. No rain, no peony. Thunder, no wood thrush. The book is 1,000 pages without commas, without mice or maple leaves. Windstorms, no castles, no plazas, no flags, no parrots. Without carnival or the procession of relics, intolerable without brackets or colons. Silence without color, sound without smell. Without apples, without pork to rupture, gnash unpunctuated. Without churches, uninterrupted. No aureoles, ginger noses. No opera, no. Without fingers or daffodils or cheekbones. The body is a nation, tribe dug into stone, a salted white blood. Broken to fragments, provinces that invade, bomb, shoot, shell, execute, rape, retreat and attack, artillery, sniper fire, helicopter, gunship, grenade, burning, murder, landmine, starvation. The ceasefire lasts 48 hours, then a shell explodes in a market. Pain, vomit, neuropathy, morphine, nightmare, confusion, terror, the rack, screw, steroids, vincristine, Eracy, Cytoxan, VP16, loss of memory, loss of language, losses. Foamless, uninterrupted sea without sea. Delirium, whip marks of petechiae, PCP, multiple blisters of herpes zoster. And how are you doing today? I am doing one afternoon, say that. The sun comes out, moss takes on greenishness, leaves fall. The market opens, a loaf of bread, a sparrow, a bony dog wanders back sniffing a lath. It might be possible to take up a pencil, unwritten stanzas taken up and touched, beautiful, terrible sentences unuttered. The sea, unrelenting, wave gray the sea, flotsam without islands, broken crates, block after block the same house, the mall, no cathedral, no hobo jungle, the same men and women. They long to drink. Hayfields without dog or semicolon or village square, without hyena or lily, without garlic. That was Donald Hall's Without, a poem that reads like an unbroken cry. Its power comes from the way Hall refuses to shape grief into something orderly or poetic. Instead, the poem maintains the chaos of mourning, breathless, unpunctuated, repetitive, relentless. Grief here is not metaphor. It is a total environment. The poem opens by describing a place stripped of life and color, but quickly becomes clear that this barren landscape is the speaker's inner world. After losing his wife, everything is without. Without seasons, without punctuation, without songbirds or flowers or everyday markers of time. Even the weather seems erased. Hall depicts the way grief distorts time, how hours and months blur, how the world continues but without any meaningful rhythm. The poem's long, rolling lists create a sense of suffocation, mirroring the way grief overwhelms and replaces the ordinary with the unbearable. The accumulation of medical terminology, chemotherapy drugs, symptoms, procedures, brings the reader back into the hospital room, where language itself becomes a battlefield. And yet the poem is not static. One of the most striking moments comes late in the poem, when the voice softens almost imperceptibly. Hall imagines a brief afternoon in which the sun returns, moss turns green, a sparrow hops, a bony dog wanders by. These details do not dispel sorrow, they simply suggest that the world continues, and that the mind, however fractured, may eventually re-engage with it. But the poem resists consolation. Even in its final section, the world remains broken, repetitive, emptied of its former meaning. The absence of the beloved permeates every object, every place. The poem refuses to tell the reader that healing is easy or inevitable. Instead, it offers something more honest, the idea that grief remakes the world. That after catastrophic loss, the familiar becomes foreign, language breaks down, and life must be reassembled piece by piece. Sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, sometimes not at all. Without is a testament to love's magnitude, measured by the immensity of what remains in its absence. Thank you for listening. Join me tomorrow as Love Poetry Month continues here on the Porcupine Presents.